Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So today I have this beautiful client slash model on my hot seat and I'm super excited to do her makeup. She, mashallah, has a beautiful skin. We started off her makeup with some Mineralized primer, and then here I'm using my NC25 concealer to conceal her entire eyelid, which is also going to be acting as my base for the eyeshadow. I always like to do the eye makeup first so that if there's any fallout or anything on the bottom of our lid or eyes, I can always go ahead and clean it up with a makeup wipe. Next, I'm using this pink color, which is going to be acting as my transition for this makeup look. It's going to be a more like a pinky glittery eyeshadow look. And I'm just using now 221 by MAC Cosmetics, which is a much thinner and precise brush. And then I'm using that to use the pink color on the outer corners. And also I'm slowly going to darken those outer corners up as I work towards the inner part of the eyes. It's almost like a transition you want to create from light to dark. It's the best way to build up the eyeshadow and the intensity of the eyeshadow, so that way you know where to stop and how much to go and take it further. Blending is obviously a key thing, so you definitely want to blend. Here I'm using Makeup Revolution's liquid eyeshadow. They come in 4 different colors and they're all my favorite. The fact that they don't crease on the eyes is what I love the most, and also at the same time it has a beautiful like touch of kind of like a shine to it, which works out to be perfect if you're creating a half cut crease look or a perfect cut crease look even. I'm just using a darker pinker color to sort of create more of that transition between the two. And here I decided to put some loose glitter. I've used a NYX glitter glue before, and now I'm just tapping this glitter onto her eyelid. Once it's done, I'm now moving on to the foundation. For foundation today, I've used MAC foundation. I believe this is an NC30. And because my client here doesn't have like hyperpigmentation or super dark under eyes, I skipped it, but that's the reason why I used one shade darker foundation, which has enough and good amount of that yellow undertone and the orangey undertone, which is going to blend and take care of her discoloration if there is, even though she has very little bit. You can always skip that yellow and orange concealer if you don't have such a major hyperpigmentation. You can always use a foundation that is 1 shade darker or 2 shades darker than your actual skin tone. I've already done her hair prior to the makeup look, so here I was just like, making sure they don't come on her face. My model and I, we always have a chit chat session, so you'll always see me talking with my hand gesture going on. We always have the serious and not so serious conversations. So here I'm using a concealer. This is the Too Faced concealer. I believe in the shade Vanilla and Nude mixed together. And I'm just basically highlighting the higher points of her face here. Once that's done, I'm now going to use the contouring stick on her face. For that, I've used Anastasia Beverly Hills in shade Espresso, and I'm just contouring her face lightly. She already has a very chisel contour, so I don't want to drag the contour lines too close to her lips because it's going to look very skeleton face. I don't like that, so I'm going to keep it very kind of away from the face. Now I'm using my Sephora 34 foundation blending brush to blend the highlights of her face. Once the highlights of her face are done blending, I'm using another foundation blending brush to blend all that contouring that I've done. I always like to blend the highlighted areas first, and then I like to go in with the contour, so that way I make sure that I don't sort of go into the highlighted zones. Sorry, this video has been fast forwarded a little bit because it was super long. The whole video was actually almost an hour and a half. So the makeup took about an hour and a half, and the hair also took about an hour, 20 minutes or so. So definitely would have been a much longer video. That's the reason why I didn't bother recording the hair, just the makeup. And I'm using the same brush to contour her nose as well. Next, I'm going to set her under eyes with MAC Mineralized Finish Powder. This will help prevent forming any sort of patchiness under the eyes when I finally decide to bake. So to avoid the patchiness, you don't want to directly bake the under eyes. You always want to apply some sort of fine finish powder on the skin before you go ahead and start baking. So once I'm done setting up with the high points of the face with some MAC Mineralized Finish Powder, I'm now going to go ahead and use I believe I used Laura Mercier. Yeah, Laura Mercier Translucent Powder to set the rest of her face. And this way, nothing shows up patchy, and you won't experience that patchiness anyway. I'm using MAC Bronzer in Give Me Some. Since I've already done the cream contouring, I avoid putting the powder contouring. I'm just going in with the bronzer to bronze it. Next, I'm using this dark pink eyeshadow, the same one that I've used on the outer corners, to apply on the bottom of her eyes as well. And that is going to tie the two sides together really beautifully. It almost creates a nice, beautiful V zone on the outer part of your eyes. Now for the eyebrows, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pomade in shade dark brown. And that just takes away any bit of powder or anything else, and also gives a definition to the eyebrows here. Now I'm just going to use some highlighter on her brow bone to sort of lift the eyebrows a little bit, and also on the inner corners to make her eyes look more awakened. And next, taking some big fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend that highlighter on her brow bone together with the transition color. Now I'm going to tight line her liners using Inglot 77 Gel Eyeliner. I'm just placing it really close to her eyelashes so that way nothing looks empty when I finally place the lashes on. Now I'm just going to dust away anything that fell under her eyes, and now setting it with all my setting spray. This is by Morphe setting spray. I'm just going to make sure all that powdery look just disappears before I move on to my next step, which is the highlighter. For highlighter for the face, I'm using my Bobbi Brown highlighter in Beautiful Bronze. Again, on the Cupid's bow, on the chin, on the high points of her face, on the, oh, I love how the highlighter looks. Oh my gosh. So I actually mixed two different highlighters, which I almost forgot. I used the Bobbi Brown, and I've also used the Revlon highlighter. And for blush, I've used the Pixie blush for this makeup look. And now using a flat brush, I just used some of the black eyeshadow underneath her eyes. I've already popped the lashes on, and so here I'm just making sure they don't move. You can already see as soon as the lashes sort of goes on, the whole makeup just completely changes. And using my Inglot liquid liner, I'm making sure no glue shows through, and just dabbing to make sure I hide all the glue. And that pretty much is for the eye makeup. For lipstick, I've used Anastasia Beverly Hills together with a Revlon nude shade. I wanted to just keep the pink lipstick very sort of lighter tone, nothing too deep. And then that's also a nude lipstick, like a regular lipstick, and it is in the shade almost like a pinky nude that I've used on top of that lipstick to make sure nothing looks too chapped or dry. And that is it, guys. This is the final look of this bridal makeup look. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of this, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will definitely write down all the products down below on the description box. Take care, and I'll see you next time on my next video. Till then, you can always follow me on my Instagram at Makeup by Esmeri, or also like me on this comment. Thank you.